Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. We are getting into it. So we're coming down the stretch with the final 40 cards of Infinite Forbidden in the next 3 weeks. So that's a ton. Today we have 3 new cards that appear to be new TENPAI Dragon cards. This is already a deck that is very well performing in the OCG. Basically behind Snake Eye variants, this deck is kind of in right there as the next best deck. It has a lot of 1-card lines. 2-card lines that beat one or two hand traps type of thing, and it has room for an insane amount of non-engines. So really good. Since the deck's already kind of scary, I'm almost hoping that this isn't amazing support, but it's like cool utility for them, but doesn't make them significantly stronger than they already are. But we'll see how they go. I think Konami's smart enough to stay away from that. But I also like the design of this first one at all to start already. Yeah, it's like his fur, but it's also like electric, kind of. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so this is TENPAI Dragon of Genroku. This is a level 3 fire dragon, of course. You can only use the first and second effects of this card once per turn. If this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it, special summon it as a tuner, then you can increase its level by 1. Okay, so kind of seeing, we didn't always see this very often. Trickstar Lilybell was the first one I remember running into. There may have been an older card, but that have this extending clause, where it's a card you don't want to open because it has that clause where you need to be adding it to your hand to summon out, and then they do something else. But also increases level is nice because that he basically allows you to get right into 7s pretty easily that way. So that's pretty nice, and he becomes a tuner. Interesting card. So obviously not a card you'll ever want at 3 because you don't want to draw him for sure. Seems like he could be definitely a candidate for 1 of so far. Second effect reads, quick effect, you contribute this card to special summon 1 TENPAI Dragon monster from your deck. Except for another Genroku. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except dragons. Dang, man. That's crazy. Wait, this card's actually good. This card's a starter, right? Don't they already have a 1-card like normal summon play that just says like this is OTK or this is like something? I don't know exactly what they do going first because generally I think they opt going second because their deck is just so proficient at OTKing. But that is super, wow. Okay, that second effect is way better than I expected it to be. I thought the first effect would be the main effect. Okay, level 4 tuner extender, that's cool. But this on top of it, I mean, this is just an extra consistency card at the end of the day that also doubles as a nice extender. Now, you want to be careful because you still probably don't want to draw this card, but it is nice that, like, if this is the only card you draw, it is a 1-card play, going first or going second. Obviously, that second effect is pretty weak to Ash, but we're not complaining, and the deck pretty much almost entirely plays in dragons anyway. It doesn't extend into anything else regardless, so I don't think that restriction's brutal at all. That's just a good card. That's just solid, for real. Okay, very cool. Yeah, there's even extra. Oh, that's actually so interesting. You could even you could add this off of like a Magnamute on an end phase, special summon this, and then tribute it to summon like a TENPAI Dragon and wow. Okay, that's a cool card. Especially since I think TENPAIs have ways to get the reborn back from grave pretty easily. So tributing this guy on your opponent's turn to then and then reborn him on the next turn and then just keep funneling into your main deck guys. It's a pretty good card to start, honestly. Next up we have a trap card. I don't even know if they have a trap card from their original wave, but if this is cool, it has to be pretty good obviously because it's a deck that likes to opt second. So a trap card in a build like that is weird. You can only use its 2 effects once per turn each. During the main phase, if all monsters you control are fire dragons, and your opponent controls more monsters than you do, end this main phase. Okay. Second effect, if 3 or more attacks were declared this turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard, draw 1 card, then you can special summon any number of TENPAI Dragon monsters from your hand. Okay, interesting card. I'm assuming this card is searchable. I think there is a TENPAI Dragon that searches the Sangen spell or traps, and I think this would definitely become searchable off of that. And then it becomes like, is that good enough? Ending this main phase. It doesn't skip to end phase. Like, it didn't say this becomes the end phase. It just skips this main phase. So they go main phase 1. You can skip that main phase 1, which theoretically, the situation this is coming up in, let's say, for example, you put this in the side deck at 1 because you're playing a deck that opts to go second, when you know your opponent's probably going to make you go first because your going first plays just aren't as good as your going second plays. You side this in, and so let's say they go main phase, they maybe summon 1 monster at most, and you just go, let's end the main phase. Boom, just like that. And now they have to basically lose their battle phase as well, because you're on TENPAI Dragon. They're probably not beating over your stuff anyway if they weren't able to do anything in the main phase. And then they go to main phase 2. Now, a lot of decks can still break boards, and in fact, most decks break boards just in the main phase, right? The battle phase sometimes can be cleanup duty for like the 1 or 2 final monsters of the board or something, but that's not the biggest deal. It's still powerful. I just wonder if it's really good enough, considering, like, if you just skip the first main phase, do they just go main phase 2, and then, like, since you're not a deck that sets up a ton of stuff turn 1 anyway, or relies more on, like, just having 2 or 3 hand traps in hand turn 1, are they still going to be able to get it done? I also like the bonus effect there, but theoretically, you're playing TENPAI Dragons. I don't think that effect's actually that good, now that I think about it, because you're playing TENPAI Dragon. If you're attacking 3 times in the same battle phase, you're probably just killing your opponent. So how often are you attacking 3 times and not, like, winning the duel right there? So is that draw and summon really even that relevant? I think probably not. Is an interesting card, though. Let me know your thoughts down below, because this is an interesting idea. I'm just not sure how powerful in general skipping your opponent's main phase 1 even is in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. That way. So let me know. And the final card we have here is Dora Draco, which I believe is like a kind of like a modern day version of Pokey Draco. Super cute artwork. Love the artwork. It's awesome. Yeah, just gotta see what this guy's about. This is a level 3 fire dragon, so still has that same synergy with the Tenpais. You can only use this first effect once per turn. If this card is normal summoned, you can add a level 4 or lower fire dragon from your deck to your hand. Okay, so that has really good synergy with the guy up above. Second effect, once per turn you can excavate the top card of your deck, only the top card, and if it is a fire dragon, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack for each Dora Draco you currently control. Otherwise, place the excavated card on the bottom of the deck. So that second effect is almost irrelevant. I mean, like, at most it's getting you, I guess, potentially a rare dump where, like, you hit a fire dragon, you're able to get it to grave instead of inside the deck, which this deck, like, moves monsters from the grave, but the monsters I don't think generally want to be in grave themselves. They use other stuff to summon them back, but I don't think that's, like, insane. So that second effect is just bonus. I mean, I guess this card is technically a starter. Again, like, you could look at both of these new monsters. Are they the most optimal starter you want to open? No, but, like, if you wanted to play more engine, if you're not worried about having too many normal summons, these guys do work, right? Like, this guy is a play, I believe. I believe the new guy above is a play, because you could just normal summon him, tribute summon the main TENPAI dragon that just gets your engine online, your better starter one. Like, they do work, which is kind of cool. And this one is actually better to open than the one above, because you get to search him, summon him. You could choose to make a level 7 dragon synchro, or you could just straight up tribute him, and then it's basically like you opened the better TENPAI dragon starter, except you also have the body of Dora Draco on the field. Just an extra level 3 fire body, which could mean maybe you're able to end on an extra synchro because of that, you know, extra body. Maybe you're able to end on, like, spheres plus something if you're talking about going first. I don't know I don't know the full scope of what they do going first, actually. I know more about what they do going second at this point. We're going to learn it soon, but yeah, just interesting stuff. Not a bad card in general. I mean, this is just like how this archetype has a generic Rhoda for fire dragons. Now all fire dragons basically just have a Stratos as well in the form of Dora Draco. So could come up down the line, could just be generic dragon stuff, you know? Like, this definitely seems like it might just be the new best dragon engine, better than Rockets. I don't know about better than Bestials, depending on the format, but definitely as a like pure deck, better than Bestials, I think. But it's really interesting stuff. I'm really curious to see where they continue to go with this stuff. I'm glad nothing here was like super broken, but just some interesting pieces. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below for, you know, considering it's a deck that's not even here in the TCG, if you've messed around with it testing wise, or you know more about it from watching the OCG. Let me know your thoughts down below on these 3 new cards. Are they worth it individually? I think the trap one's probably the most interesting to me. I think this one will come up. I think this one will see play. I think has the best chance. This one's interesting if people actually think it's worth it or not. And then there's this guy. You know, I doubt he'll see play because there seems to be so many better starters you could play in its place, but it's there. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear it. But I'm out of here for today. I think this just barely puts us under 40 cards left, so we're probably like 38 maybe after these. Something like that. In the next 3 weeks, we got a ton of stuff coming. I will bring you that as soon as it gets revealed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Peace.